Okay. Good morning, ma'am. All right, so you're being charged with driving under the influence, manslaughter, vehicular homicide in a reckless manner, driving under the influence, manslaughter, and another count of vehicular homicide. All right, so tell me what's happening here, state.
Judge, to give Your Honor some background,
Yeah.
on May 25th, about 5:22 in the morning, after the defendant had spent the night partying on Miami Beach and then stripping at a strip club on 113th and Biscayne, this defendant was visibly drunk. We have video surveillance footage of her at the club leaving, stumbling drunk. She gets into her car. She then travels westbound on 125th Street when she gets right about to 14th Avenue where the railroad tracks are. She is flying so fast and so out of control, she hits and kills 3 kids, 13, 15, and 17. Judge, these kids were on their way to get to the Metro bus stop so they could take a bus to get them up to Edison High School so they could then take the team bus to go up to Weston to play in a soccer tournament. She wiped out those 3 lives. Aside from that, Judge, when she was in the car after the car crashed, the officers could smell alcohol reeking from her and the car. She was brought to the hospital. Obviously, she was injured. When she was there, the officers made arrangements to have some blood that was drawn from her secured. The officers obtained a search warrant to get those blood vials based on the probable cause that the judge reviewing the warrant found. That blood was then brought to the University of Miami Forensic Tox Lab, where she was found to have had a .15, almost twice the legal limit of alcohol. Moreover, Judge, when the officers searched her possessions that were in the car, again pursuant to a search warrant, they found in her purse a half-empty bottle of tequila as well as a baggie of marijuana. This defendant has priors for marijuana. I'm not saying she's got a lot of felony priors, but Judge, her driving record is one of the more atrocious I've ever seen in 25 years of handling traffic prosecutions. She has, just in Dade County, 24 separate incidents where she has been pulled over by the police. Moreover, Judge, a lot of them are moving infractions that demonstrate a complete disregard for the safety of other people. She has things like careless driving, running a red light, numerous red light camera violations. Also, Judge, just in 2015 alone, when we get to the issue of her being a flight risk, she had 2 separate cases for leaving the scene of a crash. Also, by December of 2015, I have a crash report where she fled the scene of yet another crash. So this defendant has a demonstrated history of a complete disregard for the safety of other people. Her license has been suspended over and over, not only for not paying her traffic tickets, which I'm less concerned about, but for not even showing up into court. The officers and I had the horrible task of visiting these kids' families. They all came here from Haiti to give their children a better life. Their kids were trying to pursue that, and she wiped it all out. And for that reason, Judge, what I'm asking is on each count of DUI manslaughter and each count of vehicular homicide, that she has a $100,000 bond. If she's able to meet that monetary bond, I am asking for house arrest with GPS, total lockdown. I am asking for a no driving order. I am also asking, Judge, that Your Honor order that she cannot consume any alcohol, and to ensure that she doesn't, she will be with a scram bracelet, so she can have a scram bracelet on one leg and a GPS device on the other leg if she's ever able to meet this monetary bond. I understand that she's banged up right now. That is of her own doing. She is at flight risk. Since the time that we got those tox results back, Judge, the North Miami Police Department has had to watch outside her hospital room because we were all so in fear that she would check herself out of Aventura Hospital against medical advice. So we need to ask Your Honor to understand that a standard bond for these types of charges under this set of circumstances is in no way, shape, or form appropriate.
Okay, all right. Let me hear from Mr. Ugarte.
So, excuse me. Okay, so just to address a few of the issues that the state brought up, the idea that she would, I know that she says that the police department feared that she might check herself out. I don't know. I didn't hear that she did try to do that, so I don't necessarily know where they're getting it.
I have some evidence that I can present if Your Honor would like to hear about that.
That she attempted to try to check herself out?
Never.
Or the fact that, or something else, but I didn't hear you present
I have
that.
an officer coming. Come to this one, officer. All right, and then can you swear him in real quick for me?
I do.
All right, and then tell me your name.
My name is Officer Duhamel Jani.
All right, go ahead.
Officer, can you explain for the judge, when the defendant was admitted to Aventura
Sorry, I can't hear anything she's
Talk,
saying.
talk in the
I'm sorry.
microphone.
When she was admitted to Aventura Hospital, can you give the judge some idea of why it was that your department became so concerned that she might try to check herself out against medical advice?
Never.
At one point, I believe the second day or third day that she was at the hospital, she became irate because she couldn't get her cell phone. So she started removing her the devices that were attached to her, and she said she wanted to get out of there, and that's why we wanted to make
I
sure.
was never trying to run.
Okay.
Never.
So, because she couldn't get her cell phone? Okay. Now, that
You
to
said
me
she
is
was
not,
trying to remove the attachment, the
IV,
IVs,
and everything.
and she said she wanted to get out of there?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
okay. So, that,
I never tried to run.
so basically they were denying her access to her phone. So, and that's an interesting situation. I don't know who was denying access to her phone. Was the police denying her access to the phone, or someone else? But I don't know if she was trying to hire an attorney or doing some other thing that would probably be in her best interest, and somehow she was being denied access to that. But currently, right now, from what I'm understanding, she wanted to make a phone call and couldn't make one. Not exactly evidence that she wants to absolutely get out of the hospital for all intents and purposes. Now, as far as the rest of from what I understand, I don't exactly know the situation of the traffic accident, so I don't necessarily know whether or not she even had an opportunity to fly. I know she seems to be very injured, so I'm assuming that there was no opportunity. So understanding what the state is saying, $100,000 still is tantamount to no bond, especially in all these counts, which would basically make it $600,000 is what she would have to pay it from the state's position, plus then go on house arrest, plus also get the scram bracelet, which, understanding the situation, is we have no objection to Your Honor possibly putting the scram bracelet on her, but as far as having the bond set at $600,000, that is tantamount to no bond.
Judge, I'm happy to pass up the prior traffic record that shows all of her failures to pay, failures to appear, the prior leaving the scene of a crashes, the
Yeah,
multiple
I'll take a
moving
look at it.
violations.
And what I'm looking at right now is her driving history?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay.
And I have additional information too. I have actual crash reports from her prior crashes.
And I see here 32 citation infractions, 3 criminal traffic, 24 citation incidents, 2015 driving while license suspended knowingly.
And her license is still suspended, but not even that stopped her from driving.
Okay. All right. So it's a pretty bad driving history. Okay. All right, Mr. Iagarte. Anything else you wanted to add? No?
Not at this time, Judge.
Okay, all right. So, I'm gonna find that there is probable cause. This is definitely one of those situations where I think an increased bond is warranted. However, because I am going to do the scram bracelet and the house arrest, I don't think I'm gonna set it at $100,000. On each of the 6 counts, I'll set it at $50,000 in addition to the house arrest, total lockdown, the scram bracelet, no drive order, most certainly. And you were asking for testing or for no alcohol consumption whatsoever. No alcohol, no drugs, illegal drugs. Random testing, you were asking for random drug testing?
Yes?
Yeah, random drug testing as well.
Judge, the house arrest, that's obviously with a GPS device.
Yeah, of course, and total lockdown on the GPS. Okay,
Considering that it would be a $300,000 bond,
yeah.
would Your Honor consider waiving the cost for the house arrest?
I'll waive
You can
the,
make that kind of
I'll
bond.
waive the installation fee. Waive the installation fee, it's a $2 a day on the costs, daily cost of supervision. And then what else was it, were you asking for?
That's pretty much
I
it,
think so.
Judge.
Okay, so counts 1 through 6, $50,000 plus all the conditions that I just announced. Are you also asking for any sort of passport surrender or anything like that?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do a passport surrender too. When?
Prior to bonding out, Your Honor?
Yeah, hang on, I'm trying to determine that. How, within 48 hours, it can be within 48 hours after she gets out, that way it doesn't go on the jail card.
No, it would need to be on the jail card. She's an absolute flight risk,
All right,
Judge. She
so
has every
prior
reason
to
to flee.
release, so prior to release, so it does go on the jail card. Okay, all right, thank
Thank
you.
you, Judge. Have a
All right,
nice day.
Thank you, you too. All right, you too, bye-bye.